Hey everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the Cash App card. Now, I've been using this card since November of 2018, so I have some really good use with this card, so I want to pass along some feedback and what I think of the card and some of the features that they have available for you. Now, in case you came to this video looking for a certain answer, I will go ahead and put up a timestamp here of a couple of the different features that I want to talk about. So if by chance you have a question that I don't answer today, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will go ahead and reply back to you. After using this for a couple of months, I know most of the features and most of the things that you might be wondering about. Like I mentioned, I will do my best to answer most of those here. So first and foremost, when it comes to getting the Cash App card, this is actually available to get entirely for free through the Cash App. Now, if you're not familiar with the Cash App, I've actually made a couple of videos that I will link down below that go into a lot more detail for the Cash App. But to kind of just break it down very easily, it's an app where you can transfer money back and forth to friends and family members. But what they offer for you is the ability to actually get a physical card to utilize in real places such as restaurants, grocery stores, pretty much anywhere where a card is available to take. So the first question that might come up is, how do I actually get this debit card? As I mentioned, it is entirely free. So in order to do that, I'm gonna kind of show you how to do it. Now, I can't take you step by step because technically I've already gone through the process myself. Now, in order to get your free card, we're gonna go ahead and load up the Cash App. Now, up at the very top, you're gonna see kind of a dollar amount on there, whether it's zero or if somebody's already transferred you some money. Now, if we go ahead and click on that number, it's gonna pop down this area. For me, you're gonna actually see an actual card there, and it's gonna have my card number as well as my expiration date and my CVV number. Now, if you don't have a card already activated, it'll actually have a space over there for you to actually go ahead and get your free debit card. Now, the cool thing is when you go through and actually get your debit card, it allows you to customize the card, which is really cool. So on the kind of front right side of the card, there's going to be a little spot right over here that allows you to customize it. Now, because I was testing this stuff out with my True Financial stuff, I actually put a TF and then a smiley face with the dollar tongue sticking out. Thought it was really fun to just do something like that. So TF is for True Financials. So obviously I have it right there. Now, you can put anything you want on there. Now, they do, verify that it is appropriate to be on there. You could do a signature. You can put obviously emojis on there, whatever you like to customize it. It is pretty cool. You can't, at least as of the time I ordered my card, can't customize the color, so it does come in black. But the nice thing about this card, it is a Visa card, so it's pretty widely available to accept in most places, and it does have a chip. So in case you're wondering about the chip, it is available for you, so you can utilize that, which is just an extra level of security. So when you do order this card, it does take about 5 to 7 business days to be able to arrive at your house, or at least that's what they mentioned. It took mine, I think, about 5 business days because I ordered it on like a Sunday and I got it by that Friday. So it came in fairly quickly, and then I was able to add the card to my Apple Wallet pretty quickly after it went all the way through. So I didn't even have to wait for the physical card to be able to add it to my Apple Wallet. So if you wanted to do that, it makes life even easier, which is really cool. So if I go ahead and load up my wallet app here, you can actually see the green card right up there at the front. That is actually the Cash App card. So it's a green card, which is kind of strange that maybe they didn't send this in green, but that's okay. So it's the actual card that if I wanted to, I can actually sit there and utilize it directly and pay with it with whatever balance I have in my account. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, hey, can I overcharge the card? Can I, do certain things with it if I wanted to without having a full balance? Now, if you're trying to buy something more than what you have in the actual account, it will decline it. And if you go to places like gas stations, because I did test this out, it will actually put a $50 hold to make sure that you have enough, and then it'll actually cap you out at that $50 if that's all you have, or whatever amount that you actually want to utilize. So just keep that in mind. If you are using this card, you want to make sure you have the proper balance. Now, if you don't actually have Cash App downloaded onto your phone, if you actually click the link in the show notes right down below, that is actually a $5 bonus for you for using my referral. Now, of course, full disclosure, I do get a bonus as well, but as long as you use that bonus, we both get it. Now, the really cool thing about this $5 bonus is once you download the app and actually have your own account, you can share your referral link with friends and family members and have them sign up, and you both also get $5 as well. So it's really cool. I don't know how long it's gonna last to be able to get that $5, but at least as of this recording, that is still currently going on. Now, in a previous video, I did share that they have some really cool features when it comes to the Cash App, and that is with the actual boost feature. Now, I'm loading up the camera again so I can show you what the boost feature does for you. And this is really, really cool. So the boost feature is essentially allowing you to get discounts at certain merchants for using the balance in your Cash App card versus like a credit card or another debit card. So if you go to the main screen of the app and you click up that top button where it has either that zero balance or whatever balance you have on your account, it'll of course load up that area where we were talking about earlier to get your debit card, but you also see a little area that says boost. And right there, I'm gonna go ahead and load it up, and boost is essentially a discount feature for using the card. You can see here as of this recording, because they do change on a regular basis, that I can get $1 off of pretty much any coffee shop or at any coffee shop, 10% off at Chick-fil-A, 10% off at Chipotle, 5% at Whole Foods, and then $1 off at In-N-Out. Now, I don't know about you, but getting 10% off of Chick-fil-A is most likely better than any cashback bonus you get from credit card use. So something to keep in mind if you are somebody who really likes to go ahead and get, you know, the best kind of rebates back for any type of use. So I definitely check these beforehand if I'm going somewhere to see if I do get a discount and if it might be worth transferring money into the Cash App and utilizing that card instead of using like a credit card or even a regular debit card. Because I don't know about you, but like I said, getting 10% back at my Chick-fil-A purchase is a pretty sweet deal. Even if it's, you know, 75 cents to $1.50, that's still money that I'm saving and not having to spend. Because with the boost feature, this is actually money that you're saving instantaneously. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna show you right over here. I absolutely love In-N-Out Burger. So right now they have a boost feature of getting $1 off. So as you can see here on the screen, I paid $9.10. But if I click on Boost Applied, you'll see that my original balance was actually $10.10, and I got the $1 off instantly. So on the receipt, it showed $10.10, but it only pulled $9.10 out because I saved automatically and not having to wait for like a cash back feature or anything in that matter, which is a really cool thing for me. I personally love the fact that I can save right away and I don't have to wait, you know, 30 days or a couple of months to be able to get that rebate. So one really important thing to note when it comes to the boost feature is in order to get the boost, you have to actually have it activated. You can only have one activated at any given time, and you have to rotate through which one you want at that time. So make sure you have the right boost feature activated, because you don't want to go to that restaurant, think that you're going to save that $1 to 10% and not get that bonus because it wasn't currently activated. Now, each boost does have different forms of things that you have to abide by, such as the times that you are able to use it, usually after 30 minutes, the actual minimums that you have to spend to get that, which is usually very reasonable for most places. And then of course the max that you can save on each one, which I don't know many people that are gonna hit the max on certain ones, such as Chick-fil-A. You'd have to spend over 75 bucks to get your full max that you can get for the savings. But overall, just make sure you're following those little rules to be able to get that boost feature. I think only one time I accidentally forgot to switch out my boost and missed out the savings. To be honest, I was a little sad. Now, one important thing when it comes to the Cash App card is if you by any chance lose this card inside the app, you can actually go ahead and lock it up. And I'm gonna show you that as well, because I think that's a really important feature if you're someone that loses your card often. That's not generally the case for myself, but I think it's a really cool feature. So back on the main page, if we click onto the left side of the actual app, you're gonna go ahead and scroll down, and you're gonna see an area that says Cash Card. Enable spending with your Cash Card. I can shut it off or turn it on, which means I am allowed to use this card if it's on, and if I shut it off, I cannot use the money with this card, which is a nice safety feature, again, in case you lose your card. I've had some people ask me in previous videos about using the Cash App card online, and yes, you can actually use the Cash App card online just like you do with any other debit card. So you just plug in all your information. Of course, make sure you have the proper amount of money in the account to be able to get withdrawn, and then it will be purchased, your item will be purchased just like normal, and of course shipped directly to you. So when it comes to the Cash App card, you do also apply a PIN number to the card itself. So you actually get to set up your own PIN to make sure that you can put in your transactions and run them through any kind of PIN machine. And that also leads to using this through an ATM. And yes, you can actually use this card at an ATM, but there are of course limits on how much you can pull out of the ATM. So they do have a limit of pulling out $250 in one transaction at an ATM, and I believe it was $1,000 in a 7-day period, and then about $1,250 in a 30-day period. So you can actually pull money from your Cash App into real cash using your debit card. Just make sure you have that PIN number set up so that way you can actually go to an ATM and utilize it. So when it comes to the ATM fees, Cash App themselves does not charge any ATM fees, but the ATM machine itself will most likely do so. So just something to keep in mind when pulling that money out. It's not necessarily Cash App charging you, it is that ATM machine in particular that will be charging you that fee. And it's of course going to come from your actual balance. So just make sure you have a little bit more than what you're trying to pull out, because those fees will of course be counted in there. So one quick thing when it comes to the ATM is that you can't really check your balance through the ATM. It will always show 0 for some reason, even if the app shows that you have money. So that's not a glitch or anything. It's just because it's on a different network or whatever. So don't worry about checking your balance on there. Just make sure you check it on your phone before pulling any money out. So when using the card, that means you're going to start having transactions. And yes, on the app itself, you can see the transactions of anybody you referred, all the people that you have sent money to and received money from, as well as any transactions at retail stores. Now, if you want to actually get a full copy of this for any reason, whether it's like budgeting reasons or tax reasons, you can actually go onto the desktop version of Cash App and log in and actually be able to go to your settings and download the actual transaction history for any given month. Now, I know one question I've been asked a couple of times in the previous videos through the comments is what happens if there is an unauthorized charge on the card? Now, if possible, if it's noticed right away, the best thing you can do is first and foremost contact the actual merchant to have that transaction canceled. And if that can't go through properly, then what you need to do is actually contact Cash App themselves. And in order to do so is right into the actual app itself. On that left-hand side, at the very bottom, you'll see a support page. And through there, you contact them through email to let them know exactly what is going on. Now, Cash App doesn't really have like a phone number line to be able to contact. So if you look for it, you're not going to find one. And be very wary of trying to find one and calling, because I've heard of scams and people trying to steal money from others, but that's true with any way for people to steal money from one another is by scams. So just be cautious with that and knowing that they don't actually have like a phone service. It's more through emails. I've personally never had any issues with them since November. If anything like that comes up, I would be happy to share. But as of right now, I've been pretty happy with it. I've been, of course, cautious to make sure that I have my card at all times, and anytime I send money or use the card itself, it is with somebody that I know. And of course, I don't hold a large balance on this card itself. So if by any chance you completely lost your card and absolutely can't find it anywhere, like I mentioned, you can disable it from being able to be spent. So in order to order a new card, what you would just do is, once again, load up the app itself, go to that top portion with the dollar amount, and on the actual card itself, if you tap on it, it'll bring up a selection of items. You can enable and disable the card here as well. You can show the card information or hide it, which I should probably have done at the beginning of this video so I didn't have to blur everything. And then you can also, right here say report card lost or stolen, and then it'll go through the whole process. So you can claim it as lost or stolen and then go through the process to have that fully replaced. So I hope that answered most of your questions for the Cash App card. If by chance I missed your question, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below and I will go ahead and answer that as best as possible. Now, if you want to see more benefits and features of the Cash App, go ahead and check out this series right over here. Make sure you're subscribed to the True Financials channel today, and I'll see you in the next video.